Welcome to Truths, Proofs, and Firewater Reviews. I'm your host, Lindsay, and this is John, risking his liver to discover new whiskeys. We base our reviews on a 25-point scale, 5 for the smell, 10 for the taste, 5 for the finish, and a combined 5 for the bottle and look of the juice.
Maker's Mark.
Take all my
We'll get more, and we'll probably go down to Kentucky after the new year.
Liar.
After all these vaccines get through,
Thief.
we're gonna cork
Scallywag.
some Dusties. This isn't Dusty. This is a Dusty.
I mean, that's dusty.
It's Dusty just because you don't clean.
You'll pick that up later.
Damn it. So this is a Dusty from Michael. What you know about this one?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I got some Maker's Mark, some of the oldest.
Ooh.
That smells great.
Yeah. Okay, so
Some of the oldest stuff we've ever had is right here.
Our friend Michael sends us our pack. You guys know he sends us these lovely samples. So he sent us this one of Maker's Mark 86, and he just said that it's got gold wax on it. He doesn't know anything more, just that it has gold wax. And we were like, oh, you'll pick that up later. Okay, you'll get that too. So I researched it a little bit, kind of checked out to see. He sent me some pictures of the bottle, and it is actually a VIP bottle that was hand selected by his father-in-law. So this is the picture that he sent us. And from what I can see, this is the label on the back. So it says that it's hand selected and it's bottled by Bill Samuels. This is their VIP session. So it's like they actually still do it today too. You can go in and pick, essentially from what I can pull, I might be wrong, but from what I read online, you can go in and hand select these barrels. They're called VIP barrels. So you go in, I'm sure you have to pay to do it.
I don't know. Maker's Mark does like their fan club. I don't remember what it's called. And you get your name on a barrel, and when that barrel matures, you can go get it. I wonder if that's what you're talking about.
Maybe. Well, see, but this is the thing though, is because they only do 20 bottles. So I don't know. Regardless, so you go in, you pick a barrel, and then they pull 20 bottles, up to 20 bottles out of it. And this, so it's back in, we assume that the bottle's from around the 70s,
maybe
possibly late 60s.
What's the oldest we've had? Have we had beams from the 60s?
We had that one beam.
The bunny? I think that was 70s. I
think it was like 74 or 72.
I'm guessing this is late 60s, but
so the starting of all of this was like 66, and then it went through, and the bottle style that this is was stated to be from 67 to 73. So I'm gonna say, from what Michael told us and what we're assuming with this, it's probably late 60s. So his father-in-law had to have gone in, picked a barrel, and got X amount. Maybe he got one bottle, maybe he had 10 bottles, we don't know. But you go in and you pick, and it's your VIP bottle that is bottled by whoever the master distiller was at the time, was Bill Samuels. And then you have it, and like it says on there that it's for Ralph F. Tulino. Probably did that wrong. Sorry, Michael. But I thought it was really cool. So not only is it a cool concept, but this is kind of my bread and butter. I like the old history stuff. I love the old bottles.
We're going to go into a little bit of the history, because there's a cool story to Maker's Mark back then. Now let's go through the tasting, because that smells amazing.
Can we talk about the look for one?
Yeah, I can tell it is a lot darker.
I don't know if you guys can see that really well, but the one that Michael sent us is at least 2, maybe 3 shades darker than this one.
Yeah.
That is insane. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm already going to tell you that this has that really old tang to it.
Tang?
That
dusty
tingy,
wood?
Dusty wood smelling.
Every bourbon that I've had, like 80s and earlier, has this dusty wood taste and smell. It is fantastic. I didn't know if it was just from a decanter, from maybe oxygen getting in there, but this was from a bottle. So.
Get away.
Stuck over here with Maker's Mark. Normal.
Yeah, get over it. Stick your nose in that.
I'm not lying. Maker's is growing on me.
Went from swill to...
I never liked Maker's Mark.
So...
I wonder if it's because I got a bad batch of Maker's Mark that just wasn't for me. Because this actually has some sweetness and character to it.
This is better.
I bet, but you won't let me smell it.
So this has really nice fruity notes to it. It has really nice oak to it. I love that tingy. It's got a nuttiness to it. The heck was that?
I don't know. Probably something throwing crap back at me.
Throw bottles at me, I throw them back.
If my chair starts leaning, I did not break it. Something's creaking on my side.
Oh, great. So when John falls down in the abyss over there, I'll just continue on. So this has really good notes to it. It smells phenomenal.
It reminds me of this one video. This dude was doing an interview and his chair cracked and he's like, and then he kept going and all of a sudden he fell down. Okay, keep going. What were you saying?
This has really good notes to it. It has a really nice, like, slight apple, baked apple, like a cooked apple. There's really nice vanilla, really nice oak. This is, man, A++ on the smell.
Can I at least give my nosing notes first? Ooh, it does have that dusty wood. It's got butterscotch and honey. Like, is there like a honey and apple mixture?
Remember those one candies that we used to buy that were apple and honey?
Oh yeah.
From the little farm up the road?
I don't know what those were.
Those were so good. That's what it reminds me of.
Honey and butterscotch and apples. That's what I get. I like baked apples. Like, not fresh for sure.
So this is really interesting though, because the taste is very... It has that old musty wood, you know, or dusty, not musty, like dusty wood quality, but it has really nice flavor still too.
Yeah.
It's very peppery up front and it kind of stings the sides of my tongue and then it just smooths out and gives you all these really nice flavors.
I don't get peppery. That is super, super smooth to me. Maybe a little bit of pepper on the sides of the tongue.
It just kind of tinged the sides of my tongue. Maybe my tongue's raw. I don't know. But...
that is butterscotch. That and honey and apple, just like the nose. Just like it smells, it tastes.
It kind of reminds me of Elmer a little bit.
Yeah, Elmer wasn't that good though. I mean, Elmer was good from when we had it. It was best of our collection.
Yeah.
But then we've had so much more and it's like, it wasn't really that special.
It was really cool to get it though.
I only paid $40 for it. I wouldn't pay more than that.
No. There's a guy on one of the sites today that was like, he posted a picture of Elmer T. Lee and...
Yeah, I saw that.
What was the other one?
Rock Hill.
Yeah.
For $200. Which would you pick?
Neither.
Elmer goes for upwards of
I would not pay
$400.
over minimum for Elmer.
I don't pay much over minimum for anything.
So this one does have really good nose to it,
yeah,
though.
it does. Then I tasted it and it ruined it. It doesn't taste as good as it tastes.
Taste it now.
It's not bad. Maker's to me was the worst, and I've been drinking the 101 lately. It's okay. It's not special.
Yeah, I definitely have a cut on the side of my tongue. Sore spot. Okay, so very strong smells, very strong flavors.
86 proof,
Smooth,
90 proof.
Rolling down your tongue, very palatable. Like, I'm having a hard time finding anything wrong with that.
I can't find anything wrong with it.
That is not bad.
It's just average.
Nose, very nice, very noseable. It's very good smells. good mellowing, good. I mean, it's nice, but the taste is just not there. Nose, I give it a B plus, but the taste, I'm giving it a solid
C minus. Yeah, I do
not impressed.
There's not a dang thing I can say bad about that.
There's nothing.
I can't find anything I don't like.
That's smooth.
So it is a
it's got
wheated
nice
mash bill.
finish.
It is a red winter wheat.
I love the
winter wheat, red winter wheat.
Yeah, don't call it blood wheat like I did the one time.
Bloody butcher corn. I think that's what you were thinking of.
I think so too. We were talking about so much stuff that day. Makers is growing on us, I think, and this is really cool.
I'm not gonna buy bottles, but
no. I mean, I'd buy an old bottle if I found one.
If I found one of those, I'd spend some money on some old bottles.
I mean, it's really cool, and this is the kind of stuff that we love. So again, we appreciate.
So the taste back then with the wood, I've heard stuff that weather was different back then. You know, global warming, pollution can change the wood after time. Also, like first run oak. I don't really understand 100% what that means, but wood wasn't cut down back then.
Okay.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know where you're going with that either. You're just going. What do you mean it wasn't cut down?
Well, it wasn't as heavily forested as it is these days.
Okay.
So maybe we're doing like younger trees now. Maybe it was older trees back then. I know we're selecting trees right now based on age, and they pick the ones that, oh, this one's gonna die soon, so let's cut that down. Wonder if they were doing something different back then.
Yeah, they were probably just cutting the trees down because they didn't care. They didn't have to worry about global warming and all that stuff. I mean, you got to think, this is 50 years ago.
Do you know how they ended up choosing white oak?
No.
So back then, they used to build fences for like horses.
Okay.
And they do oak. Oak was always a wood that would hold up. They did red oak and they did white oak. Red oak, the horses wouldn't touch. They ended up using that for fences. White oak, the horses would really chew on it because it had a way higher sugar content. That's how they first found that out. Or at least that's what I hear. That's an interesting story, and I hope it's true. Alright, we'll be right back. I want to get a little info on Bill Samuels and Maker's Mark. Alright, so a little bit of history with Bill Samuels Sr. with Maker's Mark. His name is T. William Samuels Sr. T doesn't mean anything. I don't know. I don't understand that. Lindsay said that there always was a letter in a name back then.
My grandparents, like my great grandma and my grandma, like their middle names are just a letter. So I feel
Weird.
like that's. I mean, well, you know, it was back then. So
right in the beginning of the name.
No.
That one is.
Well, that was also 100 and 200 and some years ago.
So Bill Samuels Sr. is an absolute legend in the industry. He took the T.W. Samuels brand, which was his family's brand, and didn't love the recipe. So after Prohibition, he worked on his own and came up with the Maker's Mark brand. His wife wanted him to get a job or do something. So he spent, what was it, $35,000 or $40,000 for the distillery.
He bought it in 1953. His wife, quote unquote, told him to get out from under her feet. And whiskey was a hobby of his, obviously, from generation to generation that's been passed down. But he bought the distillery for $35,000.
That's so crazy.
He read over his dad's recipe and he said, you know, and he actually burned it. So he threw it in the fire and burned it, and then he started using bread, which was, I guess back then, a pretty ingenuitive thing, because he baked bread with different mash bills to see what he thought would work, which led him into the winter wheat instead of rye. So that gave him his own unique tinge of bourbon. So
he wasn't one of the first to do wheat, but
no,
he was up there. you know,
So, yeah.
happy or
And then I think it says, yeah, his first bottle was produced in 1958. The red wax seal is a distinct label with a U.S. trademark number where Marge's Ideas. The label is also unique that it spells whiskey in the Scottish/Irish way without the letter E. Samuels began the first process and first looking at and then burning his father's famous bourbon recipe. They've been in the business for 6 generations and nearly 170 years.
So when was his first bottle?
In 1958.
58. So that really is some...
Shortly after.
Maybe within 10 years. I don't know. I don't know what the age on it is. Makers sticks to like a 6 year. I don't know if they did back then too. So this is one of the first...
Really?
Some of the first distillate that
Yeah.
Bill Samuels himself was involved with. Some of the earliest Maker's Mark whiskeys right here.
Interesting.
I'm impressed.
In history.
Whiskey back then, I wish I could go in time and just drink everything.
Gotta get a time machine.
Just think they didn't enjoy everything neat back then. It was shots, or it was mixed, or it was brought to keep warm hunting and all that.
Trade them for some hand
So
openers. Interesting stories. Maker's Mark continues to blow my mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of history in that company.
They do. A lot of good people. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. This one doesn't taste that great.
No. Thanks again, Michael. We were very appreciative. It's very exciting to try something that old and see what was good. And I'm really excited to delve more into it and see what else we can dig up. So there you have it, guys. So that wraps up this review. Leave a comment if you have tried this whiskey and let us know what you thought. Please like and share us to social media, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to leave a suggestion for our next review. Thanks for watching.